Okay, so have you ever like watched a movie or read a book and you get that what if feeling? Like, what if there's more to our minds than we think? What if psychic powers, weren't just made up?
That's a question that's fascinated people forever, really. I mean, way before movies, these ideas were everywhere, woven into ancient cultures. You think about oracles in Greece, shamans talking to spirits. It's like this need to understand the unseen. It's always been with us.
Which leads us to today. You've given us this psychic abilities tier list, ranking powers from like the maybe possible to the totally unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're going to break down why each ability is where it is, the history, the science, maybe even some fun what ifs.
That's the key, right? You got to be open-minded, but also think critically. Even the abilities that seem totally impossible, they tell us something about how curious humans are, always pushing the limits of what could be.
So let's start with powers that feel kind of familiar. Tier C. Psychic or just human. And first up, intuition. That gut feeling that's sometimes right on the money.
Totally. We've all had those moments where intuition guides us, like a warning or a nudge towards something. But the thing is, it's not as mysterious as it sounds. Psychologically, it's our subconscious mind, processing tons of stuff we're not even aware of. It's like a sixth sense, picking up on subtle cues.
It's like our brain's playing poker. And sometimes it just knows, even without all the cards. But shifting gears a bit, we've also got empathy in this tier, feeling what others feel. That's huge for human connection, right?
Definitely. Empathy is how we get along, understand different views, and really connect. But the psychic side of empathy, it goes further, like actually sensing someone's emotions from far away.
Okay, now that's getting interesting. If empathy can reach beyond being physically close, what does that mean about emotions themselves? Are they just like chemicals in our brains or something more? Something that goes beyond the physical?
That's the EE question, isn't it? Philosophers, scientists, they've been debating this forever. And it leads us towards the more, shall we say, mystical parts of our list.
Which takes us to tier B, glimpses of the future and whispers from beyond. Now we're talking premonitions, spooky vibes, those times you're like, am I psychic or do I need more sleep?
Exactly. First up is mild clairvoyance. This isn't predicting winning lottery numbers, but more like these quick flashes, little symbols that only make sense looking back.
Like déjà vu. When a moment feels weirdly familiar, like you've been there before, even if you know you haven't.
That's it. It's that feeling that maybe, just maybe, our experience of time isn't as straightforward as we think. And alongside clairvoyance, there's basic mediumship. Think spooky old houses, cold spots, that feeling like someone's there even when you're alone.
Cue the spooky music. I have to admit, I do love a good ghost story. But seriously, what is it about some places they feel like they hold on to energy, like echoes of things that happened there?
People have been trying to figure that out for ages. Some think these places are like, I don't know, psychic recording devices. They soak up emotional energy from the past and it just sticks around.
Psychic residue. Now, that's an image. Okay, so from spooky vibes to something a little more, well, timely. Rounding out tier B, we've got weak precognition. Not full-blown seeing the future, but those gut feelings like that. I just get a glimpse of what's coming.
Precognition, the idea of knowing the future, even a little bit, even in its weaker forms, it's had people fascinated forever. Is it a real ability or just our brains trying to find patterns in random stuff?
It's like, is it real or am I just like hungry?
Yeah.
But that question, that's what makes these abilities so interesting, right?
Exactly. We go from could this be real to whoa, what if it was? And tier A, where mind meets matter, or tries to, that's where things get really juicy.
Because now we're not talking about like subtle feelings. We're talking abilities that could change everything.
Yeah.
And first up, the big one, telepathy.
Yes.
Sending thoughts mind to mind. I mean, that's been in stories forever, but is there anything to it?
Telepathy, it's like the ultimate communication.
Right.
No more misunderstandings, just pure thought. Science fiction loves it.
Right. But have we ever actually like proven it?
Lots of tries, controlled experiments, all that, but the results are kind of all over the place. Lots of studies have problems or you can't repeat the results,
So still up for debate. We can actually like yell at someone with our minds. But speaking of sensing things remotely, there's clairvoyance, strong, and remote viewing. Two ways of seeing beyond what's right in front of us.
Kinda, yeah. Strong clairvoyance. It's like watching an event happen far away, live inside your head.
So psychic security cameras, basically.
Oh.
Creepy, but also kind of cool. How's remote viewing different? More about places.
Exactly. Remote viewing is like you can see a specific place wherever, as if you're actually there. A hidden jungle temple, a vault across the world, all without leaving your chair.
Okay, now that's a skill I could use. But you can't talk about remote viewing without,
Yeah.
The Stargate project, the government was seriously looking into this stuff, right?
Yeah, the Stargate project, it shows that even the government, who are supposed to be skeptical, even they were curious about psychic stuff, especially for, spying and things. It was super secret, but some of the files are public now, so we can see what they were up to.
Makes you wonder what they're still hiding. But let's switch gears to something a bit more, I don't know, stylish. Aura rating. Is this like seeing colorful halos or what?
Aura rating, it comes from old beliefs. The idea that living things have this energy around them, an aura, and it shows your emotions, your state of mind, all that.
So it's not about matching your aura to your outfit, more like sensing someone's vibe on a deeper level.
That's the idea. You could sense if someone's calm and peaceful or totally stressed out just from their aura.
Okay, that's next level intuition. But as we go further down the list, some of these abilities, they get really out there, even for us.
Right. We're going past weird but possible and into, whoa, hold on a minute, territory. Tier S is where things get really wild.
Tier S. Like, buckle up, listeners. Things are about to get weird.
Weirder. Yeah, this is where we got to stretch our minds a bit. But that's the fun part, right? Like, if these crazy abilities were real, what would that mean? What would it tell us about, I don't know, the brain, the universe, everything?
It's like philosophy meets the X-Files. And first up in this mind-bending tier, telekinesis. Moving stuff with your mind. I mean, movies love this one, but is there even a tiny bit of science behind it?
Well, people have been saying they've seen it forever, right? But science, not so much. The laws of physics, as we know them, don't really allow for thoughts to just, push things around. There are some theories, though, talking about consciousness and this thing called quantum mechanics. Maybe the mind can interact with matter on a really, really small scale.
So a chance, even if it's a long shot, that our brains are tapping into some hidden level of reality where the rules are different. I like it.
It's fun to think about. But let's jump to another ability with a long history, advanced mediumship. This isn't just sensing leftover vibes in a haunted house. We're talking actual two-way communication with, whatever's out there beyond our reality.
Full-on chats with spirits, getting insights into the afterlife. That would change everything about how we see life and death, wouldn't it?
Right. Imagine talking to those who've passed on, getting advice, maybe even comfort. It's an idea that's been around for centuries across so many cultures.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
Okay, switching gears to an equally wild one, strong precognition. Not just a hunch, but clear visions of the future. If this is real, does it mean our lives are already set? Or do we still have free will, even if we know it's going to happen?
Big questions. It's the whole free will versus destiny debate. If you can see the future, is it fixed, or can you still change things? Tough one.
My brain hurts already. And then there's psychometry, which is you hold an object and bam, you're hit with knowledge about its past, its secrets.
Psychometry. It's like saying objects aren't just things. They're like storage units for energy, memories, emotions, all imprinted on them.
It's like each thing has its own story to tell, if you could just tune in. Okay, strap in, everyone, because we're going even further down the rabbit hole. Tier S, here we come. This is where things get truly unbelievable.
This is where the abilities are so out there, it's hard to even wrap your head around them. But again, it shows how far the human imagination can go.
Hit me with it. What mind-blowing powers are we talking about now?
How about pyrokinesis? Creating and controlling fire with your mind.
Okay, that's just cool.
Yeah.
Straight out of myth and legend. But also kind of dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the responsibility, the potential for, good and bad.
Definitely a power that needs serious self-control. But let's switch to something a little less flammable. Psychic healing. What if you could heal people with your mind? No more medicine, no more suffering, just think it and it's gone.
Now that's an ability I could get behind. Imagine what that would mean for the world.
It'd be huge. But then who gets to decide who gets healed? Who gets this power? Lots of ethical questions there.
So many things to consider. Okay, we've had fire, healing. What about messing with time itself? Is that on the table?
Yeah, chronokinesis, time manipulation. It's like the ultimate fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Because time controls everything.
Rewinding mistakes, pausing great moments, fast-forwarding through boring meetings. But wouldn't that create all sorts of paradoxes?
Exactly. Messing with time really makes you think about cause and effect, how it all works. But for now, it's definitely still in the what-if category.
All right, if controlling time wasn't enough, what else is there? What's left on our psychic abilities tier list?
We've arrived at the final stop on our journey, the broken tier and beyond. This is where the abilities are so powerful, so strange, they kind of break our understanding of reality.
I'm scared, but I can't look away. Lay it on me. What godlike abilities are at the top?
We're talking about things like reality manipulation, basically changing the rules of reality with your mind, like altering the laws of physics, rewriting the universe to fit your imagination.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, that's just, wow. My brain can't even handle that. And along with reality bending, there's immortality through psychic means. Not just living a long time, but like existing outside of time itself.
Immortality, that's another one humans have always been obsessed with. It's like the ultimate victory over our limits. But can you imagine if no one died? How would that even work?
So many questions. And speaking of bending reality to your will, what about mind control? That's scary stuff, being able to control other people's thoughts.
Yeah, mind control is definitely on the dark side. It takes away free will, which is like the foundation of being human. Super unethical, if it's even possible.
Chills, for sure. Okay, we're going even further out now, past broken tier, into territory that's just indescribable.
Right, these aren't even really powers anymore, more like concepts that mess with the very fabric of existence.
Like what? Don't leave me hanging.
Okay, how about existence erasure? Like making it so someone or something never existed in the first place. Poof, gone from history, from memories, everything.
That's some spooky next level stuff.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what reality even is, you know?
Exactly. And at the very, very top of this tier, we have cosmic awareness and universal control. Imagine perceiving the entire universe, every single thing, all at once. It's beyond what our minds can even grasp.
I'm getting a headache just trying to imagine it. So we've gone from little gut feelings to controlling the entire universe. What a journey.
Right. From subtle hints to mind-blowing powers and everything in between. But I think even if we don't believe in all of it, it's fascinating to think about. It shows how limitless our imaginations are.
Totally. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the possibilities. Are these powers real? Are we just scratching the surface of what our minds can do? Who knows? But it's fun to think about. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries, folks.
Thank you.